Good Saturday morning to you people out there. Welcome to the Land Tamer stream. Let's talk some networking. It's Saturday. Saturday is study day for me. Fortunately, I'm pretty excited about that. Schedule's cleared up. Calendar's cleared up. All appointments canceled. Secretary has called everyone back, told them move it. You know, my agent has unbooked everything so we can study today, right? So that's what we're doing. Don't really have agents or anything like that. But anyway, I'm going to open the chat window in case anybody wants to chat. Oh, by the way, this is from this morning. So I woke up early. I didn't set an alarm for this, but, you know, my wife works early Saturday mornings, and I tend to get up early anyway, Saturday mornings. So, but I knew about it. I was prepared for this launch this morning of the InSight lander that's going to Mars. And it was in the dark, but this is a shot from the live stream, which is pretty cool, I have to say. Always excited to see landers going to Mars. I get pretty nerd out on that kind of stuff. Hey, Swipe Interface, brief, study. Been so busy. It's nice to get into it. All right, man. So you got time today, show? Hope you got a block of time at least where you can study. You might have had to, like, walk into the woods or travel. All right, all day. Awesome. Me too, man. I was so stoked this morning. I'm on my third cup of coffee. I've already been reviewing some VPLS and things like that. Actually, I've got a bunch of stuff on this. You see a lot of screenshots on my desktop. That's from, like, taking the exam the other day. I think it was Thursday night. I got a little bit lower score, but I passed. ISIS, yeah. I do okay on ISIS. I still miss a question once in a while on those, but yeah, I think I somewhat got that. But yeah, metroe, I'm getting hammered on. Metroe, VPLS, LACP. So those are some of the things that I'm going to try to focus on this morning. I know. You notice I caught myself, like, especially as a broadcaster, right? That just tripped a wire. You know, that just tripped, like, an LED just flipped on at the offices or at the local Spectrum, like, aggregation, you know, closet that is signaling now the NRA. And agents are on their way. So I'm going to stream while I can, guys. But, you know, I might be... Oh, let me turn my timer off. You know, at least if they storm in here into the Land Tamer studio and, you know, handcuff me, drag me off, it'll all be broadcast live to the world. Anyway, good to have everyone this morning. Hope you're fired up for some study this weekend. This is going to be brief. I just want to go over a couple things. If you're getting ready for the CCIE written, like a lot of us are getting our free exam at Cisco Live. Some of us are anyway. This is like swatting. Yeah, swatting for network nerds. Exactly. But yeah, you know, so if you're prepping, like a lot of us are, we're kind of working on these weak areas that we're trying to knock out. And some of us, including Swipe Interface Briefs in the chat here with us, we've been drilling. And when I say drilling, speed drilling, not necessarily speed drilling, I wouldn't say. We will be speed drilling when we're doing the lab, which hopefully, you know, we'll all be kind of on a similar schedule to be labbing together as well. And, you know, then we'll be working on speed. Right now we're doing knowledge. And what I've tried to do this morning is I was studying for VPLS, a thought occurred to me, and metroe, is that I have to constantly remind myself that I'm not just studying the pass. This is actually good stuff, guys. And... now, for example, metroe, if you've been in networking any amount of time, you've heard the term and you've had to be involved with maybe scoping or purchasing metroe services, or, you know, I would assume anyway. But yeah, so metroe and VPLS are things that I'm a little weak on in terms of some of the terminology, so I'm studying that. There's a good link down below on VPLS fundamentals. Also, we have a very experienced service provider engineer in the Discord chat as well, in the Discord group. So I just sent him a message a little while ago about use cases for VPLS. YYZ, he's also in the Cisco Study Group Discord, but a lot of this has to do with layer 2, and I know in some of my earlier days of networking that metroe services were, of course, important for smaller companies or smaller clients. When I was doing consulting, I had a number of small clients that they just have a few offices. MPLS was overkill, so they would do metroe circuits, and I remember, a lot of those, I remember people still in my career having frame relay and point-to-points and things like that. And I remember people working with bundle multi-link connections for voice. So nowadays, though, I'm sure metroe is still pretty key, but I know a lot of customers, even smaller customers, I'm assuming. I'm not from the service provider world, and I'm trying to figure these things out on my own, not just in the hopes of passing the exam, like I said, but I want to really understand. That's the whole purpose of studying anyway, is to learn and get better and be more useful and more marketable, right? To our salary owners, as it's an interesting term I've seen come out of Greg Farrow on Packet Pushers lately. He's been doing some vlogging, by the way, folks, and despite what you may think, I really appreciate some of his insights. I don't agree with all of them, but I like to hear them because he gives a lot of thought to the big picture, and he's started talking about, our salary owners. So we want to continue to be more useful to current salary owners and our future salary owners, unless you own a business, and then it's to your customers. But I want to become, I want to really learn the basics of these technologies, right? So with metroe and VPLS, I'm very curious still about the use cases for layer 2. I know a lot of even small customers nowadays, you're not really getting any advantage to trying to connect sites just with a couple of switches, right? Let's say you have just 2 sites and you want to get a connection. Let's say you have a main office and you have a single remote office. So you might get a single metroe service from your provider. So you have to buy gear at each location. Granted, you're probably in a tight budget, but rarely do I imagine it's going to be a much difference cost-wise to just do a switch at the remote location. In which case, if you did, of course, you would need probably a layer 2 type service. Why not just go with a layer 3, So I'm just curious these days about what are the use cases in particular for some of these layer 2 solutions. VPLS, of course, much larger scale. And again, I have a question about that. Why would you use, unless, of course, you're support, let's say you have, let's say you're a larger company and you make an acquisition of another company and they have not yet implemented layer 3 services, or they have some other protocols, layer 2 protocols, or some data centers connecting over layer 2, I guess would be a use case. If you're trying to create a mesh of data centers and you're using technology like VMware and you're trying to do layer 2 across a cloud, I can see cases for that, I guess. But so many customers, I would imagine, the service provider world are on IP or IP, routing. And I'm just curious about what a lot of those use cases are. So if you have any thoughts, hey, feel free to share them here on the stream or in the chat or Discord. We try to help each other out. I'm weak in a lot of areas. I'm strong in other areas, and that's how we help each other out, that's what this collaboration is all about. But that's what I'm studying, guys, this weekend. I plan to do after I cover some of these weak areas, like I took screenshots of some of the questions I missed on the Boson on Thursday night. I plan to cover those areas thoroughly, make sure I understand them. Then I'm going to continue to update this sheet. I know Show's had some good feedback on that too. I added excuse me, I added a couple sections. I added this LACP selection. I missed this again. I forget. I think I missed it by saying you had to go with the higher port or the port number. But as we know with LACP, when you're doing the select, or when there's negotiations of LACP with two switches, you go by the lowest system priority. If there's a tie, it's lowest MAC address. I couldn't find anything, by the way, that said. Actually, what happens is there's a system ID created. So the system ID is a combination of the default or configured system priority plus the MAC address. And between those two system IDs, the lowest is the one chosen. So this is a very simplistic view of it, but it'll do for a drill sheet like this. Then then once the system is selected as the LACP master, not sure the term, then let's say you want to bundle 3 ports, but you have 4 candidate ports. So the lowest system ID switch will evaluate and assign based on the port priority of its own links, right? And then if not, there's either default or a configurable port priority. And then, of course, if there's a tie there, then it goes by lowest port number to select the 3 ports that will go in that bundle. So good stuff, good review. I missed that. I need to review that. That's why it's on the sheet. Another area I added, just a couple other areas. This may not be completely done yet, but I've added something to do with metroe components, because a lot of these metroe solutions, you've got the UNI, EVC, and then you have E-line services, ELAN services. I intend to memorize those. And also you have, amongst your metroe services, EPL, EWS, ERS, EMS, ERMS. I think there might be 1 or 2 that I'm missing, but this has been added as of this morning. And what else have I added? I think those are the latest adds. So yeah, I may review this one more time after the stream, and then I'm going to do another exam test, XM test. So that's what's going on today, folks. Not a lot more to say than that. I do have a couple meat chunks, some really good meat chunks, guys. So types of delay. I really like this article. Let me go ahead and pull it up. I highly recommend this. There is some reading time here. I don't know, 10 minutes. Highly recommend it. It's by Mohammed Zahid Staniksai. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but you can see it's a triple CCIE. And this article is really good. Like, it opened up my mind to thinking more about like those milliseconds when you do a ping. And that's the reported delay. Where do those milliseconds come from? What makes up that response? What are all the different points of delay? And this is an excellent article. Very well written and explained. And beautiful. Highly recommend it. And then VPLS fundamentals. This is what I've been reviewing this morning. I've been looking for answers on VPLS. And this this is a good article. By the way, what I do with I know you don't see the links if you're in the stream right now. What I do is I paste these links into the video after the stream is done, and then they're also listed in my agendas on the Google Drive share. So this is today's agenda, and the links are there. But I plan to read through this in detail. I started reading that, and then change those Twitter passwords. You probably already heard that. Don't wait too long. I already changed all mine. And then another streamer I like to support. He streams on YouTube, Delan Alero. He's also in his journey for CCIE, routing and switching. And this is kind of about some work experience, some good stuff. Always try to support the fellow CCIE streamers or content creators out there. If you want me to promote anything, not that that'll get you a huge reach at all, but I'm happy to do it. Just post it in Discord or let me know on Twitter or whatever. But that's all we got, folks. All I can say is, I'm real fired up this morning. Like I said, I'm on my 3rd cup of coffee. I've been up since about 7:30. Woke up to watch the launch of the Atlas V rocket, and, the InSight lander heading to Mars. It's on its way there now. Got me pretty stoked about engineering and networking. And, hey, maybe one day some of the folks here in the stream will be going to Mars, or our kids, probably our kids, and setting up the first, metroe networks or whatever protocols they're using at the time. But anyway, I'm fired up. I hope you're fired up. Maybe you're taking the day to lab or to hit the books or to practice. Thank you, Show. Yeah, we've been in the Discord, my friend. And appreciate you stopping by the chat as always. Appreciate the support. And yeah, so, hopefully the enthusiasm will rub off and yours will rub off on me. We'll keep going. Or you might be today, maybe you're relaxing and you're going to study some more tomorrow. Either way, hope you have a great weekend. Thanks for stopping by. Hit that like, by the way, or the follow on Twitch if you're not yet following us on Twitch. And you can support the channel that way. You can also, if you have an Amazon Prime account and you've not yet used it, you can link it. Some people don't know this. You can link it to your Twitch Prime and you can subscribe. Hey, Dim Fiegel. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, we're trying to rock it out. You do the same. By the way, Dimitri Fiegel has his stream. I can't remember, Dimitri, did you say you were off tomorrow? Anyway, also give a follow to a friend of here, Dimitri, because he does Python programming for networking programmability, net DevOps. Yes, he has a stream tomorrow. Usually it's 12:30 p.m. Follow him on Twitter. Let you know what's going on there. But yeah, let's share our energy, our collective energy, guys, and let's keep honing our skills. Hey, thanks for following. Show, appreciate it. Yeah, guys, follow me. And again, if you have a Amazon Prime account, you've not yet used your Twitch Prime and your free sub, feel free to sub us here, support the channel, and we shall see you back here tomorrow. By the way, normally on Sundays, I'll do a brief vlog as well, and I'll give you where I'm at on my latest exam, test, and results, what I've learned, etc. And usually I'll go on just before Dimitri does, and then when my stream finishes, I host Dimitri. So we'll probably see you around noon tomorrow. Thanks, guys and gals, for hanging out with us. We'll see you back here tomorrow on Land Tamer Stream.